While he's not quite as articulate as Bon Jovi, Charles Dickens once wrote, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness." He might have been talking about these two fools. Maybe not the wisdom part. This is Dave and Juan.
And 3, 2, 1. Ta-da!
Another week.
Hey, comment ça va?
Comme si, comme ça.
That's about it.
That's all I got. That's
all we got. Oh, man. Hey, Regis, can I call a friend?
I could do Kiski D Boog.
Kiski. Oh, yeah. And the other one was on Vantala. That was never a good one. By the way.
But anyway.
Anyway. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
There we go. Got it. So we got all the other things out of the way early. We get on and start talking, making sure everything works. And all right, this isn't a broadcast. But some of it bleeds in.
It's our water cooler conversation without a water cooler.
Without a water cooler. We both have waters, but we're separated here. But
man, I'm going rogue today. I got my Diet Dr. Pepper.
We got like cases of that stuff downstairs. I'm not a big fan of it's. You ever have something like that with like? And don't get me wrong. My family likes. I used to think Diet Dr. Peppers were. And I do think they do taste the most like the regular drink. Yeah. But after a while, I of course, can you still drink a regular soft drink? Like if somebody handed you a regular Coke or handed you a regular.
You mean not diet? Yeah.
I mean, could you drink one and say, this is good?
No, I don't, because I think they're all acquired taste.
I've
done stuff where I would, either for, Lent or health reasons would stop drinking Diet Dr. Pepper for a while. That was me mumbling, not antifreeze. And when you go back to it, it's like the nastiest tasting thing in the world.
It might tell us something, right?
Yeah.
It might tell us something. With me, it's just how sweet they are, and I'm amazed that growing up, that was you chug Cokes, chug all that sugar, and then you think you're doing something healthy by starting diet drinks years ago, and then they always told us, man, the stuff they got in a diet drink, those soft drink companies are not your friends, man. Do
you remember Jolt Cola?
Yeah.
Twice the caffeine was their marketing slogan.
Oh yeah. I don't know if they're outlawed or not. Well, these energy drinks now are just the same. I mean, people literally, and I shouldn't say literally because I'm about to do the research, but I think people have died pounding too many of those energy drinks. Now they may well be. I think sometimes there may be some other things involved, and maybe it's somebody with a predisposition,
heart condition, or.
But when you hear, don't drink too many of those things. About as hardcore as I'll go will be a Mountain Dew, a diet Mountain Dew.
They say that's pretty, heavy on caffeine.
It's not. Yeah, it's a little more than usual, but it's pretty good. I kidded about that. I've been a couple places over the past few years. At events, these things where you're there to speak, and two different ones I can remember. One was, and it was pretty nice. They were set up nice. They had a actual stage, which was it's always kind of cool. Yeah, it's great anytime you get a chance to talk to people, and you're sort of like in a little ballroom and everything. But then a couple of venues you're actually backstage, and
in a green room.
Yeah, that one was funny. I took pictures one time, and it was sort of a thrown together thing. But they even had the sign, "The Green Room." I'm like, oh, bruh. I got no reason to hang out in here, but I'm going to hang out in the green room leading up to this. But one of these things had one of the iced drinks down there were Diet Mountain Dew.
Wow.
I laugh. I may have spent the first 5 minutes of my talking to those groups talking about, man, you know how high roller we are around here? We got iced Diet Mountain Dews back there, man. This is First class all the way.
Gosh,
First
I
class.
remember when Jolt first came out. I don't know, I was driving back from somewhere and it was like a 10, 12-hour drive late at night. And so I was going to be trying to drive all night. And I just had a cooler full of Jolt.
A cooler full of Jolt.
Yeah. And I slammed about 2 or 3 of them. And it was like, my head was here, but my body was, it's like all the exhaustion, but
I got this.
Yeah,
So you're a hardcore. That's your go-to. Diet Dr. Pepper.
That's my go-to. Yeah, I
right.
tell people if joy had a flavor, it would be Diet Dr. Pepper.
Oh, jeez. All right, that's. Hey, we'll put that in an ad for them, right?
There
I mean, I'm with you. The other thing I remember back in the day, they came out with that was all hot and heavy for a while, and I think disappeared, were the beers with a little more, what were they called? A little more alcohol in them, like Budweiser and what did they call those things? It wasn't light.
Liquor.
No. It was geez. Here's what the first time we're gonna do. Pause. I'm gonna find it. Hang on a second. What was it?
Please hang up and try again.
Hey, it's bizarro if I'm calling you, right? I don't know how many times in my life I've actually called you on the phone. Right. Which I'm with Juan. We're trying to do we're trying to figure out what were the beers. Remember years ago, had a little more alcohol in them. I think Budweiser came out with them, and then I think Miller might have.
Damn, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember, dude.
That's what I was telling Juan. I don't think they were clear. They were ice. There you go. That's my caller friend. All right, bro.
All right.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.
There you go. Shout out to Kurt, beer connoisseur.
I just got a text from a number that I don't recognize that says, "Thank you. I hope your YouTube podcast is doing well. Assumption Parish proud."
Assumption Parish. Shout out Assumption Parish.
There you go.
I don't know. Well, you got to be careful with those things you don't catch. But back to it, right? So that's my caller friend. So Kurt knows it. So ice. You remember those?
Yeah.
Oh man, and it was just enough. And probably maybe we were like weaklings back in the day, but it was more. I learned some lessons with those things on a fishing.
More the alcohol by volume type deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can remember. I remember the first when those came out. And we were all, "Oh, this is great!" And it's one thing you're out there and hanging out, having one or two with backyard or somewhere. We were on a fishing trip one time. Yeah, it was a group of us, probably 2 or 3 boats. Hot day. One of those days you're out there just right. Just probably the last thing you should be drinking when you're out there. And those incredibly hot days are beer because not. But that's what you do. But that's what I brought because I'm just hardcore that way. I had a nice chest of those things, and not a good mix. You get about
go big, go home, man.
Oh no! I had an old guy with me. He was great. The nickname was Moose. I love Moose. Moose is a great guy. I handed him one. He got about like 3 sips into it. He said, "Oh boy, why you want to die?" What do you mean? This'll kill you, son. You don't need to drink. But you know what? You always got to step back when a wiser older gentleman you respect looks at you and says, "Why you want to die?" I don't. Before talking about, so you actually went back to the stomping grounds.
Saturday,
this past
weekend. My daughter had a swim meet on campus. Started out kind of iffy because we picked up my dad in Pankerville, and we're driving there, and my wife drives because she's a terrible passenger, so I let her drive.
That's okay.
But they're trying to call up Google Maps. I said, "What the? I've been there 8 million times. Why do you need that?" And
you think they moved it? Well, I know why. Did they have the answer? I know. I mean, I know.
No, because you didn't trust me.
Oh, well, okay. That's a different.
No, so I'm giving them I said, okay, here's where you turn there, blah, 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 blah. Just stop, just be quiet.
Wait, is
Listen
this
to
in Pankerville?
No, we're in like getting into Thibodeau at this point.
Oh, yeah. No, then that's silly. My thing, especially here in Houston, is I know where I'm going, but I'll keep the map on in case there's you get the alerts, you get the
stuff.
because the way. So the upside about living in a place like Houston, around Houston, is there are about 15 different ways to get to wherever it is you want to get. The downside is half of those you don't want to. Yeah, it's a mistake. Right. It's nothing worse than when you just realize, oh, darn it.
Oh, now I'm stuck.
I'm on the mistake route right here because we said that before. I mean, theoretically, we're the most, they say the county I live in is the most diverse county in the United States of America. And my point to that is, which also means we have many of the worst drivers.
Bad drivers of all cultures.
We bring in bad drivers. And look, I'm not saying certain countries are worse drivers than others, but they are. But look, we're awful too, right? We grew up with maniacs. That's not necessarily a cultural thing, but you just learned that people have different ideas of what's a traffic law, what's a traffic suggestion, what might be a good idea. What part of the road do they want to take their half out of? Most of us think it's the lines. They kind of tell you. I mean, so it's an adventure. But you're back in.
I'm back in Thibodeau, and back in Pankerville, headed down to Thibodeau, and pulled on the campus. And my daughter's swim meet was at the pool on campus. I thought it was a different facility, but it's the actual outdoor pool on campus.
Yeah.
And you got to get there early and stuff, or much earlier than the meet starts. So I took time to just walk around, hung out in the quad.
That's kind of fun to do. I know myself.
Yeah.
Old guys back on school, man.
Yeah, just and I said, well, let me go see what's open around here. So I tried to get in the Union, that was locked. But then, and my dad's walking with me, and when we were in school, the radio station was in Peltier Hall.
100%, man.
But now it's in Talbot, and it's even got a little tower outside with
I know
the KNSU.
Dude, they're the flamethrower now. I mean, you can hear KNSU in Homa, dude. I'd have been arrested. I would have been arrested.
But and I wondered, because in front of the Union they've got speakers now, and you could hear music. So I said, oh, maybe they're on the air and they're playing the radio station. Yeah. So kind of went to that back door in Talbot Hall, and it was unlocked. So I said, score, I'm going in.
You're like me, man. If you didn't want me in here, you would have locked the door.
Right. And
dude, both of us used to be managers at that station. We should have some manager emeritus or emeritus.
The
emeritus.
So the
emeritus. There you go, emeritus. I can read it. I can't say it.
The jock has a window to the hall, so he's sitting there. And so I just kind of stand there and look at him, and he's looking at me like I'm nuts. And I'm thinking like that. Obviously, you have no idea who I am, because if you did, you would be opening this other door and giving me time on the mic.
Oh man, you were funny. I'd have felt the same way. I'd have been like, bruh.
Me. I bet y'all get mail in my name.
I probably still got signs around this school somewhere that they didn't figure out where to tear them down yet. It's cool. I'm glad it's still going on there, man.
So, but I peeked into the lobby door, and the desks that were in there. Do you remember we had those bold color, like green and
multi-color? I do remember that, because the staff, we were stunned. Like, this is the dumb who, and to his credit, God love Joe Broussard. I hope he's still around. I really do. He was good to me. I liked Joe. Joe was a good guy. He was our
faculty advisor.
Faculty advisor, and that was his choice.
Yeah.
He never we got all excited. We had the budget to get new furniture, and Joe decided that was going to be hip. So for the youngins, the hip stuff, and we had those desks looked like you took the Partridge Family bus, and just cut up sections, because nothing. Oh, there's a green one. There's an orange one. There's a
blue one, a yellow one. Well,
so,
apparently they were worth the investment as far as durability because they're still there.
Man, look.
It's not like they're, off in the corner. You could tell they're the desk that they're using 35 years later.
All right.
Like my son was at home this past weekend. He goes to school in Alabama, and he was, because they can do it remotely. He was doing, turning in some final projects, but he's half of the stuff is being communicated through and taught by a teacher's assistant.
It's kind of.
I don't think I ever had a teacher's assistant.
What? True. Not at Nichols, not when we were there, because it was small enough that you knew your professors. And I don't know that this even works anymore because my kids don't believe me when I tell them that this is how it worked. My wife laughs. Oh no, that's how your dad would have done it. I buttered up teachers and professors as much as I could. I mean, to the point of there's several that I personally brought Christmas presents to. Ain't no lie, man. I knew early on, right, that they told me when I got there, and I was an accounting major, right? Yes, kids, I've got an accounting degree. And one of the professors, they were scared of her. Her name was Mary Beeler. And again, I don't know if she's around. She was, and I tell you what, it was funny. She was cool in a way that a lot of people don't understand cool. She was an older, lady, and she may have been a smoker. She had a very hoarse voice. She was like a caricature, man. She was like a movie character, and she was fond of she wore black. She had snow white hair, right? And she wore black a lot. And she terrified people, right? And you had to, she was the only person teaching a couple of the courses, the senior courses that you needed to, if you were going to finish in accounting, it was through her. And it was legendary that there was some people that thought they were graduating who learned, nope, you ain't graduated. So I just knew early on, man.
She was the one to bring the butter to.
Oh, dude. I remember she only came into class wearing a scarf one time. So, man, whatever holiday it was, I don't know if it was Easter or Christmas, man, I got her a scarf. I would show up sometime. Now, I needed some help with some things, but there were times where I sort of knew how to do a problem or I kind of knew what I was doing, but I would just when he's after, between class kind of deals, Dr. Beeler, could you help me try to figure it out? And I'd let her figure stuff out too. And I'd have like aha moments while she's doing it. I'm like, oh.
Dad, you make it so easy. Gosh, if I was only as smart as you.
Hey, look, man, I wanted her having a vested interest in getting this coon ass through accounting. And it worked. And I had another guy, and I just liked him. He was a history, and I forget his name. Professor, but he was one of the first professors I ever had who made things fun. Yeah. He just told good stories, right? You had to get the book. But he told stories you never heard in the book, right? And I really liked him, and it was, kind of, my grades were cool there, but I was like, sort of in between, so I got him like a bottle of some cheap whiskey. I forget what it was, because he just looked at me like, man, because he might even make comments about it one time.
He's a cheap whiskey guy.
I don't know if it was cheap whiskey, guy. It's all I could afford. But
it was expensive to you.
To me, it was. Somebody later told me, yeah, man, that guy's an alcoholic. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I helped.
There you go.
I mean, well, I nailed that one.
Great judge of character, man.
There you go.
My oldest son, I worried about because it was, I always told him, you do whatever you want to do. I want you to, I'll support you in whatever field you go in. Well, he was in renewable resources, and I'm sitting here saying, what the hell is that? And is there a job in that field?
It sounds like there is.
He was hired, before he got out of school. So,
dude, because there's a grant, there's a, we need to call this a green podcast, man. We should just put that everywhere. We're totally green here. And
he can smell a twig off a tree and tell you, what kind of tree it came from.
He cannot.
Again, smells it and tastes it.
No, you got.
Told
They
you,
used
my granola child, man.
they used to not let you go to school if you were smelling and tasting twigs. Just saying, they weren't employing you. Back in our day, kids, you didn't get a job smelling and tasting twigs. But hey,
Yeah, more power to them.
I thought of you a couple of days ago. We talked about various things with animals and dogs, and we love dogs, but at some point they became,
More important than people.
a little bit. But I want to, as a public service to people who have dogs and who walk their dogs on a leash, which is great, right? Most people, we have all these leash laws around here. If you have a dog that is trying to like growling and barking and just trying to, right, go at somebody, you're not a hero just by holding the leash. Tell that dog to shut up. Like, it's not in your yard. It's not, you're out walking in a park. You're doing what, like, do you realize you've got an animal that is struggling, apparently, to want to attack someone else?
He's so friendly. He just laying.
Oh, yeah. Well, one, no. You may not know how this works. Those are the I love you sounds.
That's not a grin.
That dog is growling, okay? And I don't care if it's a terrier, these little dogs, they're the meanest. A lot of you will notice that. A lot of the bigger dogs are kind of chill. They're not, they're not doing that. But no, you're not just holding the dog.
Yeah.
You tell the dog to shut up. Like if it's at your house, right? That's a threat.
He can growl at you. I don't care.
Yeah, like if you're walking through, we got these areas, these big areas, and like every 30 seconds, your dog is acting like it wants to tear somebody's calf muscle off. You got to stop that. Like the problem, that's a tug, that's a stop it, right? Of course, you could say that with kids too, but
we had a dog in our neighborhood. That lady had an 8-foot fence. Dog climbed the fence to get out.
What kind of dog was that?
A mean one. Went at somebody.
Oh, really? I was going to say it's a pit. Pit bulls were known.
Not a pit.
Yeah, pits could get up a fence when they wanted to.
But it didn't end well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, look, back in the day, man.
Someone defended their own dog with a knife. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh man, this was in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Bad boys. What you gonna do? Yeah, whatever. But I thought, the time I thought about you was, so my wife was actually with me. You're walking along my path, my alligator path, right? And these two ladies, and I don't know if they were sisters or mother and daughter, or they definitely look related, and they both had dogs. So I don't know, maybe they got a special. I have no idea. And I'm thinking it's a terrier. I don't know. It's a smallish dog, but aggressively, both of them aggressively, and just like pulling, and they're sitting on a park bench as these dogs, and my wife and I, we have to walk about, I don't know, 10, 15 feet away. We're not like right up, but, and these dogs are just like, I mean, they're hurting themselves. It looks like to try to get at us. And these ladies are not doing anything. They're not saying sorry. They're just holding the dogs like, so me, my wife doesn't like when I do stuff like this. I just turn and walk toward them. And I got about like 5 feet away and just stood there and just, man, those dogs were going crazy, crazy. And I was waiting for a reaction from the ladies, and I just like, it went on for a little bit and I said, let them go. Let's see how, let them go. Let's see how this works out.
I got this.
And I mean, maybe I didn't, it's two dogs and, I mean, it's hard, but I did, but it's just trying to make a point to these people. Like people are out here, getting exercise. They've got children with them. They got whatever. I'm sorry. I love dogs, but if your dog is, threatening a violent attack and you're not even saying, shh,
right.
That's on you.
Where's
that's
the
on
food
you.
chain in this,
no joke.
Organization? And my dogs are, they're little Shih Tzus.
You a Shih Tzu guy?
No.
No. You like me with my cat. I got a cat. You like cats? No, I just.
Yeah, I just have them. And
but she's mine. She's mine. So, all right.
They both sleep in a crate, like a nice looking furniture piece of crate.
I like that. A nice crate.
Yeah, in my bedroom.
It's the best crate ever.
It's the best crate, man. It's it could double as an end table with the 2 dogs in it.
I've seen crates. It's the best crate.
Huge crate. But we were at the Sanger in New Orleans one time. We're seeing Mannheim Steamroller Christmas concert. And we're in the first row of the balcony.
Oh, so dude.
But in the center.
That's some good seats.
And my phone rings and I could tell it's the alarm company.
Oh, nice.
And it's, how do I get out of this seat now?
Oh, you weren't on an aisle. You were.
No, I was in the middle. So since it was the first row, I then shimmy my big self through the rail trying to get down so I could just, get out of there to go tend to the phone. But it wasn't a pretty sight, nor was it a comfortable thing.
Excuse my butt. Excuse my butt. Excuse my butt.
Yeah.
Lucky you. You didn't know you'd get this view. Check this out.
I could turn around if you'd rather that. But,
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
My alarm's going off. I have to call them. They'll call the cops.
We don't care. Could you take your pelvis out of my face? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. We had some seats for my oldest son is he loves, he's a music guy and singer and opera and stuff. And what did we go see? La Boheme. It was here in Houston. And the first time I ever did this, and I should have realized why after I was able to get these seats, but I never had the box, like the, what do you call them? I'm gonna have to call another friend. What do you call it's not, no, you know what I'm saying? Off to the side. Yeah. Right. You're in
the box.
Yeah. The box. Yeah. So, which is kind of cool. They had 4 seats in a box and you pay, I forget, it was a little bit more, but not crazy more. And I realized after that we had the ones really close to the stage, right? Really close to the stage. That would have been fantastic if we were watching, a performer that stands at the front of the stage, but it's a deep, so, you probably didn't see about a third of the stage. Yeah. So my son and my wife and my other son, we can put the chairs back. They went, I'm so bored. I know. And I love Broadway. But this is just, it's a different level of boring. But what was cool, I realized, oh, wait, I got my own box and all this room. And you go around the back and it's like a hallway. It's got its own hallway and the bar's still open and then whatever. Man, I spent both acts of La Boheme drinking wine, eating Skittles.
Nice combination.
Dude, rocking. And my wife would be looking over and says, aren't you going to? I'm like, I'm having the best time of my life. I'm not even sitting down. I'm walking around the box. I'm like, I paid for this. I'm looking over like it was just... Yeah. Man, so that's my recommendation, everybody. If you get brought to something you really don't want to see, wine and Skittles, man.
It doesn't seem like a tasty combination.
You'd be surprised.
Although I do love me some Skittles.
Yeah. Well, you need a Cabernet. All right.
School's over.
Schools or pets. We go on for a while and say, I don't know what's going to make the final cut, but let's hope that it sticks to tape. This is the time we push the button and say, all right. Let's get this. So, hey, it's fun. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. We love hearing from you. Thank you for the compliments. Some nice folks reached out this week, and we do appreciate it.
Yeah. Check us out on YouTube where you're watching this. Subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get it when it's fresh, or watch it anytime. All the past episodes are there as well. And follow us on Facebook.
That's the way to do it. And I said, it's a lot of fun. We have fun doing this. It's more fun when you're here, and we do appreciate you being here. Thinking next week, Monday?
7.
Make it a date.
All right.
Love you, bro. Bye.
Back at you.